Laura Bennett woke up on a Tuesday morning 6 months after burying her husband and found an email from him waiting in her inbox. From David, her dead husband. Sent at exactly 6 a.m. The subject line read, "Good morning, beautiful." That was what David always wrote. Every morning for 12 years. But David was dead. Had been dead for 6 months. Before we continue with Laura's story, if you love emotional true stories that will leave you breathless, please hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications. Drop a comment telling me what city you're watching from. Your support means everything. Now let's see what was in that email. Laura stared at her phone. Heart pounding. Hands shaking. This had to be a mistake. A glitch. Someone hacking David's old account. There was no other explanation. Dead people don't send emails. Dead people don't type "Good morning, beautiful" and hit send. It's impossible. But the sender was definitely David's work email. The one he had used for 12 years. The one the company had supposedly deactivated after his death. Laura had gotten the notification. Account closed. Access terminated. So how was this email here? How was it in her inbox with a timestamp from this morning? Laura sat up in bed. Her bedroom still looked the same as it had when David was alive. She hadn't changed anything. His nightstand still had his reading glasses. His book still marked on page 207. The book he would never finish. His side of the closet still held his clothes. She couldn't bring herself to donate them. Couldn't erase the physical evidence that he had existed. Some people said that was unhealthy. That she needed to move on. Pack up his things. Redecorate. Make the space hers instead of theirs. But Laura wasn't ready. Might never be ready. The grief counselor said everyone moved at their own pace. That there was no right way to grieve. Laura was grateful for that permission. Grateful she didn't have to pretend to be further along than she was. She looked at the email again. Still there. Still real. Still impossible. Her finger hovered over the delete button. Maybe she should just delete it. Not engage with whatever this was. Spam. Scam. Cruel joke. Nothing good could come from opening it. But she couldn't delete it. Couldn't not know. What if it really was from David? What if somehow impossibly he had found a way to reach her? She would never forgive herself for deleting it unread. Laura took a deep breath. Opened the email. Heart attack. Sudden. Unexpected. He was only 43. Healthy. Active. And then one day he collapsed at his office. Gone before the ambulance arrived. Laura had been devastated. Still was. The grief came in waves. Some days she could function. Others she could barely breathe. And now this. An email. From David. From beyond the grave. Laura opened it with trembling fingers. "Good morning, beautiful. I know this is strange. Confusing. Maybe even scary. But don't be afraid. It's really me. Well, a version of me. A message I wrote before I died. If you're reading this, it means 6 months have passed since I left you. 6 months of grief. 6 months of struggling. 6 months of learning to live without me. I'm so sorry, Laura. Sorry I left you. Sorry I broke my promise to grow old together. Sorry for all the pain. But I need you to know something. I love you. Still. Always. Death doesn't change that. And I want to help you through this first year. The hardest year. So I've set up something. Automatic emails. 1 every month. For the next 6 months. 12 total. 1 for each month of our first year apart. Each email will have something different. A memory. A lesson. A task. Something to help you heal. To help you move forward. To remind you that life continues even when it feels like it can't. This is email 1 of 12. And my message for month 6 is simple. You're stronger than you think. You've survived 6 months. Half a year. That's incredible. I know it doesn't feel like an achievement. But it is. Every day you got out of bed. Every day you went to work. Every day you kept breathing. That's strength, Laura. That's courage. I love you. See you next month. David. Laura read it 3 times. Then she cried. Not sad tears. Or not just sad tears. Also tears of love. Of gratitude. Of disbelief that David had done this. Had planned this. Had set up a system to reach her after death. How had he done it? When had he done it? David had died suddenly. No warning. No terminal illness. Just a heart attack at his desk. No time to prepare. No time to say goodbye. But apparently, he had prepared. Somehow. At some point. He had written these emails. Scheduled them. Set them to send monthly. Had he known he was going to die? Had he had a premonition? Or had he just been cautious? Just wanted to make sure Laura would be okay if something happened? Laura didn't know. Would never know. David hadn't told her about the emails. Hadn't mentioned them. Hadn't said anything about plans or preparations or automated messages. He had kept it secret. A surprise. A gift to be discovered after his death. She checked the email headers. Looked at the technical details. It was real. Sent from David's work email account. But automatically. Through some kind of email scheduling service. She found the name in the headers. FutureMe Email Scheduler. She looked it up. It was a real service. You could write emails and schedule them to send in the future. Days. Weeks. Months. Years. People used it for reminders. For time capsules. For messages to their future selves. David had used it for messages to his future widow. Laura wondered how many emails there were. The message said 12 total. 1 per month for a year. This was number 1. 11 more to come. 11 more messages from beyond the grave. 11 more months of David reaching across death to guide her. To support her. To love her. She didn't know how to feel about that. Part of her was grateful. Deeply grateful. The idea of getting a message from David every month was comforting. Like he wasn't completely gone. Like some part of him was still here. Still present. Still caring about her well-being. But another part of her was unsettled. Was this healthy? Was it good to have this connection to a dead person? Would it make it harder to move on? Harder to accept that David was gone? Would she spend the next year waiting for emails instead of actually grieving? Instead of actually healing? Laura didn't know. But she saved the email. Created a special folder. Called it Messages from David. Put the first email in it. She would read it again later. Would probably read it many times. Would hold on to every word like the precious gift it was. 1 month later another email arrived. Same subject line. Good morning, beautiful. Laura opened it immediately. Month 7. You're past the halfway point now. The first year is more than half over. I hope that feels like progress. I hope you're starting to see light at the end of the tunnel. This month's message is about guilt. Because I know you, Laura. I know you're feeling guilty. Guilty about moments of happiness. Guilty about laughing. Guilty about not thinking of me every single second. Guilty about moving forward. Stop. Please stop. Happiness is not betrayal. Laughter is not disrespect. Moving forward is not forgetting. I want you to be happy, Laura. Need you to be happy. Your happiness was always my happiness. That doesn't change just because I'm gone. So this month I want you to do something that makes you happy. Not something you think you should do. Something you genuinely want to do. A hobby. A trip. A new experience. Something just for you. And when you do it, I want you to feel no guilt. None. Just joy. Pure, uncomplicated joy. I love you. See you next month. David. Laura thought about what made her happy. What she wanted to do. She had always loved pottery. Had taken a class years ago. Before marriage. Before career. Before life got busy. She had loved it. The feel of clay. the meditation of shaping, the satisfaction of creating. But then life happened. Work got demanding. David needed support with his career. There was never time, never energy, always something more important than her hobby. Now David was telling her from beyond the grave to prioritize her happiness, to do something just for herself, not out of obligation, not out of duty, just because it brought her joy. She signed up for a pottery class. Saturday mornings. 8 weeks. She went to the first class nervous, feeling like she didn't belong. The other students were younger mostly, or retired, people with time for hobbies. Laura felt out of place, a 41-year-old widow trying to reclaim a passion from her 20s. But within minutes her hands were in clay and she remembered why she loved this. The cool wetness, the way the clay responded to pressure, the way you could shape something from nothing, create beauty from a lump of earth. It was meditative, calming. The world fell away. There was only the clay and her hands and the slowly emerging form. The instructor was a woman named Sarah, maybe 60, patient, encouraging. She walked around the room helping students. When she got to Laura, she watched for a moment, then smiled. "You have good instincts. Have you done this before?" "Years ago," Laura said. "I took a class in college. Loved it. But life got busy and I stopped." "Well, you're back now," Sarah said. "That's what matters. Not when you start, but that you start again." Laura made a bowl that first day. Lumpy. Imperfect. The sides were uneven. The rim wobbled. But it was beautiful to her. She had created it. With her own hands. From nothing. That felt meaningful. Felt like maybe she could create other things too. A new life. A new identity. A new version of herself that existed without David. She felt happy. Really happy. For the first time in 6 months. And then immediately the guilt crashed in. How dare she be happy? How dare she enjoy something when David was dead? When he would never enjoy anything again? It felt like betrayal. Like she was forgetting him. Like she was moving on too fast. But then she remembered David's words. Happiness is not betrayal. Laughter is not disrespect. He had written that. Had known she would feel guilty. Had given her permission to feel joy. Had explicitly told her to do something that made her happy. So she let herself feel it. The happiness. The satisfaction. The peace that came from creating. She didn't push it away. Didn't smother it with guilt. Just felt it. Pure and uncomplicated and good. After class she went home and reread David's email. "Thank you," she whispered to the screen. "Thank you for knowing me so well. For knowing what I needed. For giving me permission." She went back to pottery class every Saturday for 8 weeks. Made bowls and plates and a vase. Got better each week. Sarah praised her progress. The other students became friendly. Laura found herself looking forward to Saturdays. Found herself thinking about her next project during the week. Found herself experiencing anticipation instead of just dread. At the end of the 8 weeks, Sarah approached her. "You're good at this, Laura. Really good. Have you thought about continuing? I teach advanced classes. I think you'd benefit from more challenge." Laura hadn't thought about it. Hadn't planned beyond the 8 weeks. But why not? Why not continue? Why not build on this happiness? David would want that. Had explicitly encouraged it. She signed up for the advanced class. And then for a weekend workshop. And then she bought a small pottery wheel for her garage. Started practicing at home. Creating. Building. Making things with her hands. It became more than a hobby. It became therapy. A way to process grief through creation. A way to feel productive when everything else felt pointless. Month 8. Another email. "You're in month 8 now. 2/3 through the first year. You're doing so well, Laura. I wish I could see you. Could tell you in person how proud I am. But this will have to do. This month I want to talk about our memories. I know you're afraid of forgetting. Afraid that as time passes my face will blur. My voice will fade. Our life together will become less vivid. That's normal. That's how memory works. But it doesn't mean you're losing me. I want you to do something. Pick one memory. Our best memory. The one that makes you smile every time you think of it. Write it down. Every detail. What we were wearing. What we said. How it felt. Preserve it. Make it concrete. So even if other memories fade, this one never will. I love you. See you next month. David. Laura thought about their best memory. There were so many. 12 years of marriage. Thousands of moments. Big and small. Significant and mundane. Which one was the best? Which one captured everything they had been to each other? She thought about their wedding day. Beautiful but stressful. Too many people. Too much planning. Not enough time to just be together. She thought about the day they bought their house. Exciting but terrifying. So much debt. So much responsibility. Would they be able to afford it? Would they be happy there? She thought about vacations. Birthdays. Holidays. Anniversaries. All special. All meaningful. But not the best. And then she remembered. Their honeymoon. That was it. That was the best memory. The one that still made her smile even through the grief. They had rented a small cabin in the mountains. Nothing fancy. Just one room with a fireplace and a bed and a tiny kitchen. No internet. No TV. No distractions. Just them. They had spent a week there. Hiking during the day. Cooking simple meals. Making love at night. Talking for hours about everything and nothing. On the last night they had sat on the porch wrapped in a blanket watching stars. The sky had been so clear. No light pollution this far from the city. Millions of stars visible. The Milky Way a smear of light across the darkness. It had been breathtaking. David had pulled her closer. Said, I want to do this forever. Just be with you. Watch stars. Talk about nothing. Be happy. Laura had leaned into him. Said we will. We have forever. But they hadn't had forever. Had only had 12 years. 12 years that felt both endless and far too short. 12 years that had been good. Full. Happy. But not enough. Would never be enough. Laura got out a journal. A nice one with a leather cover she had bought years ago but never used. Always saving it for something special. This was special. This was important. This was preserving the best moment of her life. She wrote down every detail she could remember. What they had been wearing. David in his old college sweatshirt. Laura in his flannel shirt that was too big for her. What the cabin looked like. The rough wood walls. The stone fireplace. The handmade quilt on the bed. What they had eaten that last night. Spaghetti with Jared sauce because neither of them could cook well. Wine from a box because they were broke newlyweds. She wrote about the hike they had taken that day. 4 miles up a mountain trail. Switchbacks that made her legs burn. David holding her hand. Pulling her up the steep parts. The view from the top. Valley spread below. Other mountains in the distance. Feeling like they were the only 2 people in the world. She wrote about the conversation on the porch. How they had talked about having kids someday. Buying a bigger house. Growing old together. All the plans they had made. Plans that would never happen now. Kids they would never have. A future that had been erased. She wrote about how she had felt in that moment. Safe. Loved. Certain that everything would be okay because they had each other. Believing in forever. Not knowing that forever would end so soon. Laura wrote for an hour. 3 pages. Front and back. Every detail preserved. She read it over. Added more. A smell she had forgotten. Pine trees. Wood smoke. David's cologne. A sound. An owl hooting. Wind in the trees. the crackle of the fire. When she was done, she put the journal in a special place. Her nightstand drawer, where she could access it easily, where she could read it whenever she needed to remember. Whenever she was afraid of forgetting, this memory would stay vivid, would stay real, would never fade no matter how much time passed. That night she dreamed about the cabin, about stars and blankets and David saying forever. She woke up crying but also smiling. The memory was bittersweet, beautiful and painful at the same time. But she was grateful for it. Grateful she had those moments. Grateful David had loved her so completely. Grateful for 12 years even though she had wanted 50. Month 9. Email arrived on schedule. 3/4 done, Laura. 3/4 through the hardest year of your life. You're incredible. Do you know that? I always knew it. But I wonder if you know. This month I'm going to ask something hard. I want you to forgive me. For dying. For leaving you. I know it wasn't my choice. I know it wasn't my fault. But I still need you to forgive me. Because I know you're angry. Angry at me for leaving. Angry at the universe for taking me. Anger is part of grief. But holding onto it will only hurt you. So forgive me, Laura. Say it out loud. I forgive you, David. Mean it. Let go of the anger. Not because I deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve peace. I love you. See you next month. David. Laura sat with that email for days. Was she angry? Yes. She was furious. At David for dying. At his body for betraying him. At life for being so unfair. But David was right. The anger wasn't helping. Was only making the grief heavier. She went to David's grave. Stood there in the cold. Said out loud, I forgive you, David. I forgive you for dying. For leaving me. For breaking your promise. It's not fair, but I forgive you. She felt something release. Not all the anger, but some of it. Enough to breathe a little easier. Month 10. Another email. Double digits, Laura. Month 10. Only 2 more emails after this one. Only 2 more months of the first year. You're almost there. This month I want to talk about the future. Your future. I know you're not ready to think about it yet. I know the idea of a future without me feels impossible. But it exists, Laura. Your future exists. And it's not empty. It's full of possibilities. I don't know what those possibilities are. Maybe a new career. Maybe travel. Maybe new relationships. Maybe love. Yes, I said it. Love. I know that feels like betrayal. But Laura, you are 41 years old. You have decades ahead of you. Beautiful decades. And I don't want you to spend them alone. If you meet someone, if you fall in love, I want you to know I support it. Encourage it even. Love again, Laura. As fully as you loved me. It doesn't diminish what we had. It honors it. It proves that I loved you so well you know how to love deeply. That's a gift. Use it. I love you. See you next month. David. Laura wasn't ready for that message. Wasn't ready to think about loving someone else. The idea felt wrong. Impossible. But David had planted a seed. And seeds grow whether you're ready or not. Month 11. The second to last email. Penultimate, Laura. 11 months down. 1 to go. 1 more email after this. And then the emails stop. And you'll truly be on your own. This month I want you to help someone. Someone who's grieving. Someone who's lost. Someone who's where you were 11 months ago. Share what you've learned. Share your strength. Share the knowledge that survival is possible. Grief is so isolating. Makes you feel like no one understands. But you understand, Laura. You know what it's like. Use that understanding. Help someone else. It will help you too. Giving meaning to your pain transforms it. Makes it bearable. I love you. 1 more month. David. Laura joined a grief support group. not as someone seeking help, as someone offering it. She shared her story. About David. About the emails. About survival. Other people listened. Related. Thanked her. One woman, Margaret, was newly widowed. 3 months. Drowning. Laura took her for coffee. Listened. Shared. Helped. It did help Laura. Giving her pain purpose made it easier to carry. Month 12. The final email arrived on a Tuesday morning exactly 1 year after David died. Laura woke up knowing it would be there. Had been dreading this day. The last message. The end of David's reach from beyond the grave. She made coffee. Sat at the kitchen table. Opened her laptop. And there it was. Subject line, "Good morning, beautiful." Laura opened it with tears already falling. 1 year, Laura. You did it. You survived 365 days without me. Without my physical presence anyway. But I hope I was there in some way. In these emails. In your memories. In your heart. This is the last email. After this, the automatic messages stop. You're on your own. And am not going to lie. That terrifies me. Even now. Even dead. I worry about you. Want to protect you. Want to make sure you're okay. But I can't. I can only trust that I've given you what you need. That these 12 messages helped. That you know you're strong. That you know you're loved. That you know life continues. I have one final request. One last task. I want you to write me a letter. Not an email. A real letter. Handwritten. Tell me everything. How you're doing. What you've learned. Where you're going. Who you're becoming. And then I want you to burn it. Let the smoke carry your words to wherever I am. I'll be listening. I promise. Laura, I loved you from the moment I met you until the moment I died. And I love you still. Wherever I am. However existence works after death. I love you. Always have. Always will. Live, Laura. Live fully. Live boldly. Live without regret. Make the rest of your life so beautiful that when we meet again you have stories to tell me. Adventures to share. Love to describe. Make me proud. This is goodbye. Not forever. Just for now. Until we meet again. I love you, beautiful. David. Laura read the email 5 times. Then she closed her laptop. Got a pen and paper. And wrote. Wrote for 2 hours. Told David everything. About the pottery class. About Margaret. About the moments of happiness and the moments of despair. About how much she missed him. About how grateful she was for the emails. About how she was going to be okay. Really okay. She went to the backyard. Put the letter in a metal bowl. Lit it with a match. Watched it burn. Watched the smoke rise into the sky. Carrying her words. Carrying her love. Goodbye, David, she whispered. Thank you. For everything. For loving me. For these emails. For helping me survive. I'm going to be okay. I promise. The smoke disappeared into the blue sky. Laura stood there for a long time. Then she went inside. Made lunch. Called Margaret. Made plans for coffee. Signed up for an advanced pottery class. Looked at brochures for a trip to Italy. Something she had always wanted to do. Life continued. And Laura was part of it again. Not just surviving. Living. 2 years after David's death, Laura met someone. At the pottery studio. His name was Thomas. He was kind. Patient. Funny. He knew she was a widow. Knew she had loved deeply and lost terribly. He didn't try to replace David. Didn't try to compete with a ghost. Just offered himself. His present. His possibility. Laura thought about David's email. About his permission. His encouragement. Love again, Laura. It doesn't diminish what we had. It honors it. She said yes to coffee with Thomas. Then yes to dinner. Then yes to a relationship. She loved carefully at first. afraid of betrayal, afraid of moving on. But slowly she realized David was right. Loving again didn't erase David, didn't diminish their 12 years, just added a new chapter, a different chapter, a chapter David would have wanted her to have. 5 years after David's death, Laura stood in a gallery showing her pottery. 20 pieces. 5 years of work. She had gotten good, really good, had found her passion again, had built something beautiful from the ashes of grief. Thomas was there. So was Margaret. So were Laura's kids from her marriage to David. They were proud of her. She was proud of herself. That night Laura opened her laptop, went to her email, found the folder where she had saved all 12 of David's emails. Read through them, one by one. They still made her cry, but differently now. Not from fresh grief, from gratitude, from love, from the recognition of an incredible gift. David had given her a roadmap through the worst year of her life, had reached across death to guide her, to support her, to love her, and his final message had been live, not survive. Live. She had. She was. And she would continue to. If this story touched your heart, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more incredible true stories about love loss and the power of connection beyond death. Drop a comment below and let me know what city you're watching from. Have you ever received a message from someone after they were gone? Have you ever found a way to stay connected to someone you lost? Share your story in the comments. Your experience might comfort someone who is grieving right now. Remember that love doesn't end with death. That the people we lose find ways to stay with us. That guidance can come from beyond the grave. That the greatest gift you can give someone is preparation for your absence. And that life after loss is not betrayal. It's tribute. It's the ultimate way to honor someone you loved. By living fully. By loving again. By making your continued existence so beautiful it would make them proud. Thank you for watching. Thank you for caring. And remember, if you love someone, tell them. Show them. And if you can, prepare them. Give them tools to survive without you. Because none of us are guaranteed tomorrow. But we can give each other the strength to face all our tomorrows. Even the ones that come after goodbye.